What's up? What's up? Wake up. You will hear a little Christmas music in the background. That is my son jamming to Christmas carols on this morning, I guess. Happy Thursday morning. I hope that you woke up on the right side of your bed. And if you woke up and said your affirmations, I'm sure you did. Welcome to Morning Vibe. Let's vibe this. Let's stay on a good vibe. Let's vibe this day out. Let's stay on a good vibe throughout the entire day. It's our choice on how we decide to be, right? Today is a special day. Today is my brother's birthday. He is no longer here on earth, but I am so blessed that I still feel his presence at times, and it's one I really, really needed, and I'm grateful for that. So this morning, let's do that gratitude check. I'm grateful for my son excelling and living his best life over there, saying all these new words. I am grateful to have been a younger sister to my brother. I'm grateful to still feel his presence. I'm grateful to still be here this morning, and to be aware that God has a purpose for me, and he's waking me up continuously because I still have to fulfill it. There's still time for me to do it. So today let's talk about how we can do that. Let's talk about how we can be great, how we can excel, how we can focus on being better than we were the day before. For me, one thing that used to control me, consume me, that used to get the best of me, was that good old temptation. Temptation. I created multiple soul ties in my 20s, and I did have to really work to get them off, to change my habits. And I know people say change your habits, and people say be mindful and be intentional, but sometimes it's like, how? How do I do that? How do I be intentional? How do I be mindful? How do I do better? One of the hugest things that assisted me in changing was being aware of me, of what's going on, of what my body is saying, what happens when this happens, when that happens, what influences, this and that. Basically triggers, being aware of triggers, what triggers me to feel this way, what triggers me to react this way, what triggers me. So today, as you're living your life, if there comes a time where you explode and you go off, if there comes a time where you're weak and you give into some type of temptation, what is triggering you? You can be trying to get your health and fitness together, and you over there getting donuts. Is it because you wake up and you go to work and they happen to have Krispy Kreme fresh donuts, and who can resist that? Maybe you need to make sure that you eat and you're full before you get there, so that there's less temptation. Maybe you need to avoid that area in the morning if you can, where they have the Krispy Kreme donuts, if that's your temptation, if that's your trigger, actually seeing it and smelling it if that's your trigger. I know for many people I think that there are more people than one would assume who actually want to wait to marriage to have sex. Because if you're anything like me, it's a very emotional, spiritual situation. And you may not be ready for it outside of the confines of marriage. I'm not. Can I be real with y'all? I'm 30 years old. I am a mother, and I am not ready for sex outside of marriage. I'm not ready to give myself to somebody like that and then be wondering about this and wondering about that. And no, I'm not. Or even just when it happens too soon. A lot of times we try to rush so many things, so we end up talking to this person all day, every day. We end up spending a lot of time with them in a short period of time, and it feels like it was longer than it was, but it wasn't. And we think that because we spend so much time with them in a short period of time, that makes up for us not waiting and not getting to know them long. It doesn't, okay? So if you are tempted in that way, some triggers that you may need to be mindful of are the hours that you talk to this person. Because I have experience after a certain hour, people feel a certain kind of way. If you're letting this person hit you up after 11, after 10, depending on what's going on at those hours for you, or what you feeling at those hours, what they hit you up talking about, you might have to up that hour. You might have to be like, hey, don't hit me up after 8. I don't reply to messages generally after 10 p.m. If I didn't start the conversation, I'm not replying to messages after 10 p.m. I'm typically not. Sometimes I'll be up late and I can't, and I'm trying to stay awake and I'm finding it hard, and I will reply to a message depending on who it is. But generally, I don't, and I don't want anyone to feel comfortable like that. And for me, it's annoying probably for a lot of people, because I used to be that girl who was up all hours of the night. They would be like, when do you sleep? You never sleep. So somebody hit me up at 2 in the morning. I'm like, what's up? What you doing? Oh, I'm chilling, watching Law and Order. Like, that's what it used to be, but it ain't no more, because I know my triggers. How about what you're consuming, like alcohol? If you drink alcohol and that makes you feel like you can do what you want to do, you're not going to think about the consequences, maybe you need to change to wine. Maybe you need to only drink in the, when you're in your home, when you're not around that person who you might just let go of your inhibitions with. So you have to find out what your triggers are. If you're going out on a date and you know that you're feeling this person, and as soon as that person is like, hey, you want to come up? And you know what's going to happen if you say yeah. You got to be like, no. We really have the power to eliminate the situations that we don't want. We just give ourselves mad excuses. A lot of times we give ourselves mad excuses. A lot of times we feel like doing something is being radical. Like that's a lot. That's too much. You want to do this or no? You want to, protect yourself and protect your heart, protect your peace. You want to be mindful. You want to be intentional. You want to make sure that the things that happened before don't happen again. You want to learn from your experiences or no? So, it might be radical to you, but if you want to take that chance and go through that heartache and that heartbreak and those hurt feelings and that misunderstanding and stuff again, that's on you, boo. But there's a way out. There's a way out. It's so necessary to know what your triggers are. Music was a huge trigger for me. You gotta watch what you're feeding yourself visually, audibly, physically. Music was a huge trigger for me. I would listen to certain things, especially when I was having me a drink. I liked to drink, and it would make me feel a certain kind of way. And I would want to create a music video from the song I was listening to. Can I keep it 100? I would. And be perfectly fine with it. And be like, living in my own little world, thinking that it was okay because in the moment it was enjoyable, but after that it was not. And the moment only lasts so long, right? We're really living for, well, we're not living for after that, but if we're blessed with more days, we got to worry about what comes after that. So are you being intentional today? Are you figuring and focusing on your triggers today, on what things you want to change, how you desire to be your best self and fight those temptations and be intentional in those ways? Like, what is it that you need to do? And it's not doing it. Sometimes it's not doing exactly what I said, but it's just understanding you and what triggers you, and what moves you. Whatever you're feeding yourself does grow, though, so be mindful of that. And that's all I got for you today, especially because my little one is really, he's all on my lap, and I don't know what he wants, but I can tell that he's going to get a little feisty in a minute. So on this Thursday morning, I want to say God bless y'all. Have a wonderful day. Choose joy, choose peace, choose to vibrate higher. Don't let anyone mess up your day. Let's inhale real big and give an exhale. Again, wishing my brother a very happy birthday. I miss you, bro. I love you. And your absence, I refuse to let it make me anything but stronger. Again, God bless y'all. Have a great day. Vibe out with me and ride this out. Think about it throughout your day. And let's be intentional, okay? This is rain. And it's raining season. What?